The 2020 NBA MVP finalists came out, and the finalists are LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and James Harden. One player in my mind that really got left out is Anthony Davis. I think that AD had a tremendous year this year and has been a major reason why the Lakers went from missing the playoffs all the way to the number one seed in the Western Conference. Now, before I go in depth as to why I believe Anthony Davis is a very worthy candidate, this video is not meant to bash LeBron in any way, shape, or form. This is more so just to talk about Anthony Davis and why I believe that he is not getting enough credit and attention for what he has done this season. So I think that when you define the term MVP, most valuable player, for my criteria, I'm looking at what difference did you make for the team? How did you make the team better? Where would they be with you and where would they be without you? And I think looking at somebody like Anthony Davis is a perfect example because the Lakers already had LeBron and they didn't make the playoffs. And I know LeBron missed time. I know it was a drastically different team, but even with LeBron on the court, the Lakers weren't all that great. I mean, even if they did make the playoffs, it wasn't going to be the number one seed like the way they are with Anthony Davis. And we look at somebody like James Harden, the Rockets, if anything, have had a bit of a down year. Despite how many points Harden has averaged, he takes more shots than anyone in the NBA, and he doesn't even give you a high efficiency, not a good percentage. Giannis has had a monster year, and if the MVP were to go to him, that's perfectly fine with me. The guy's averaging almost 30, 13 rebounds, shooting a very high percentage, and the Milwaukee Bucks are having another great year. But I think that Harden, it's a very Harden-like year. Giannis, it's a little better than his normal self. But Anthony Davis, I mean, this is the best version we have ever seen out of him. And I believe that he had a better year than LeBron. For me, I just think that Anthony Davis was really deserving of at least being a finalist, at least getting some kind of credit and attention. I think that Anthony Davis does everything well. There is no flaws. There's no downside into his game. He allows the Lakers to do so many different things. And I think a perfect example of that is that you look at Anthony Davis was a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year, which these other guys, LeBron, Harden, were not. So you look at what AD could do on both ends of the floor, both offensively and defensively. He completely changes the complexion of games because he could do multiple things on the defensive side of the ball. He gives you versatility. The Lakers are allowed to play big with Anthony Davis at the 4 and either Dwight Howard or JaVale McGee at the 5. Or they could play small with AD at the 5, and then you could put LeBron over to the 4, put whoever else you want out there, whether it's Markieff Morris or J.R. Smith or Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, or maybe if Rajon Rondo comes back, or whoever else you want to put out there with them, Kyle Kuzma. You're allowed to do that because Anthony Davis could move around to multiple positions and give you a center or a power forward. And not everybody could do that. Not every good player could give you that kind of lineup versatility. And what he does for you is he also gives you that great defense for that kind of a lineup where if you need Anthony Davis to guard a big, he can. If you need him to switch out to the perimeter to guard a smaller player, he could do that as well. He blocks shots. He steals the ball. He contests shots. He rebounds. He scores at a high rate. He scores efficiently. Scores from the three-point line. Scores in the basket. Scores in the post. I mean, mid-range. What can Anthony Davis do? Anthony Davis, he shows you that he could do it all. And if you were to go by statistics, the numbers say that, you know what, Anthony Davis, he's had a better year than LeBron James. For the season, Anthony Davis is averaging 26 points a game. He has 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.5 steals, 2.3 blocks per game, 50% from the field, 33% from the three-point line, and 84% from the free throw line. So Anthony Davis, just across the board, he's giving you something in every single category. And that's really good because, you know, not all players are able to do that. I mean, one guy may be very offensive heavy or defensive heavy. Look at somebody like James Harden. He scores you a lot of points. He gets you some assists, but what does he bring you on the defensive side of the ball? And when you look at someone like LeBron, to compare to AD, he's at 25 points per game, 7.9 rebounds, 10.3 assists, 1.2 steals, 0.6 blocks a game, 49% from the field, 34% from the three-point line, and 69% from the free throw line. So Anthony Davis has a better free throw percentage than LeBron, better field goal percentage than LeBron, more steals per game than LeBron. Obviously, more blocks because AD is more rim protector, more rebounds per game, more points per game. Yes, AD probably takes more shots, and LeBron has more assists, but do you know why LeBron averages 10 assists a game? The answer is Anthony Davis. I mean, the Lakers have constructed their offense to where it's kind of like a football team where you have AD releasing in the fast break, cutting to the basket, and then LeBron or somebody else will just throw him these long passes. He jumps up, catches them with his athleticism. He finishes at the rim. So that's another thing that AD could do. He's a high flyer above the basket. So, again, just to talk about all these different things that Anthony Davis could do on a basketball court any given day, I think he deserves credit for that as well. So, I just think that, again, when you look at the way the teams were constructed, with the fact that the Lakers have had this major change in the way their team has done just with the addition of Anthony Davis. Yes, they added a couple of other guys, but they gave up so much to get him. This is a very different Laker team than it was last year. And the main reason why they're better, it's Anthony Davis. And I think that the other reason why Anthony Davis, to me, is an MVP is because of the backup he provides to LeBron. If LeBron is having an off day, whether it's from the field, or maybe he's turning the ball over, or maybe he's in foul trouble, or maybe he has a minor injury during the game, the fact that Anthony Davis could step up and fill in and really go off and carry the team and still have the Lakers win, even when LeBron isn't at his best, that really shows you why he is an MVP. LeBron, I mean, sometimes down the stretch, he may shy away from the free throw line, may miss some late free throws. Anthony Davis has been clutch and come up time and time again for the Lakers, whether it's hitting a late three-pointer or hitting a late two-point shot. Anthony Davis has done all of those different things for the Lakers. And for me, I just believe that he was snubbed, and nobody has really talked about it. Nobody has really been like, oh my gosh, how did Anthony Davis not make it? And you know what? I think that it has become a bit of a popularity contest. I think that because it is LeBron and because it is Harden and it's Antetokounmpo, these are one of the main three guys in the National Basketball Association right now. The three guys that really get a lot of attention and are talked about a lot. Makes sense why they're MVP finalists. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I have necessarily a problem with LeBron or a problem with Harden or Giannis. I just think that for this particular year, Anthony Davis really deserves a chance because I think that, again, like Harden, this is a normal year for him. This is a normal year for LeBron. Giannis, a little better than usual because he's always really good. But I think that Anthony Davis, I mean, it's just such a step up in what he does for you offensively and defensively. And the way the Lakers have become such a good team, having the #1 record, I mean, what else can he do? Like, what criteria could you give me that say, oh, no, Anthony Davis isn't the MVP? Why? Because I don't see any way that he isn't an MVP candidate. Points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, shooting a high percentage in the clutch, team winning, stepping up. I mean, making a major difference between the team last year and this year. Like, the Bucks are always good. Like I said, the Rockets are on a down year, but the Lakers to have that kind of a jump in the Western Conference, going from missing the playoffs to the #1 seed easily. I mean, we think of all the other super teams that are out there in the West, teams like the Clippers and even the Rockets getting Russell Westbrook to pair up with Harden. The fact that the Lakers are better than all of them, I just think that that really should be attributed to Anthony Davis. And I'd be curious to know, what do you guys think of these MVP finalists? Do you think my Anthony Davis take is out there? And would you like to see more videos like this? Let me know. And if you did like this video, leave a like, subscribe. It's a nice thing to do and to keep up with everything going on the channel in case we decide to do more different videos than just a normal Mets recap with the Mets losing just about every single game. They've already lost 2 in a row, so that's definitely going to be a fun video talking about their National Series. And until the next one, be safe, be smart, be healthy.